Welcome to Ragnar's Gate Tarot. If you are searching for a path to deeper insights, guidance, and spiritual connection, by becoming a member and choosing one of our levels, you will gain access to exclusive session every month. And discounts and special offers on private tarot readings. Unlock the magic, support the channel, and dive into a world become a member today. In https://buymeacoffee.com/RagnarsGateTarot.
Hello and welcome to Ragnar's Gate Tarot. So there you have it on the video. And there's going to be 16 of 3 members only event. Meaning that if you become a member in buymeacoffee.com, minimum 2 hours before the event, 16 of 3 next Sunday, you can participate. For practically say it has to be 2 hours before. It's gonna start 8:30 and it's gonna end around 10, more or less, and there gonna be interesting stuff there being done. So, and here I'm gonna post the link on the chat that is about the members only event. Okay, so it's gonna be one special ride for the members. So basically, also as it has been, also this time, if you become a member and you do it during the live, you are going to get a special bonus. Also, it's gonna be audience room. So general advice for your situation with the room, or the other option is, these are pretty nice stuff. The other option is a guidance card from Mythical Fenica Tarot by Susanna Salo. Finnish tarot based on Finnish mythology. And the cards are pretty unique on that one. They are a little bit different what I'm used to. So that's another special bonus for you guys. Who wants to join? Alright, also I'm on TikTok, follow me there. There's gonna be some updates there as well. And well, the stuff is that, like I said, I have been taking cards before the session, and well, today, as you can see, we have a bit of a interesting background here, like this. This is a little bit black. So, but the card we got is the Fool. So it's the free spirit, it's the new beginning, it's the hero's journey that starts with this. Basically, it could be a lot of things, I guess. So this is the one that travels through the cards. It's like a journey through this, and you're like when you are the Fool, you're not maybe so interested in the material, and you can be reckless, naive, adventurous, and many other things. And it's usually, well, one of the big things is that it's signifies a new beginning of a new path, new life lesson to be learned, basically. So that's how this rolls. Okay, so yeah, you have the dog, and the guy is going to, the Fool is going towards the cliff. For me, it was somehow, I made a meditation once. For me, it felt like in here that one option could be that he's not exactly going just blindly across the or like to the off the cliff to his death, basically. But for me, it was like that he would be, before the journey, turning back home and having a last glance of where he's leaving, and then moving forward. Okay, that would be a little bit about the Fool. There is a lot of things we can find, of course, about it, but there's a couple of words from that. Okay, see what we can pull this little bit together here. All right. Alrighty then. Alright. So yeah, and well, free readings, and I'm gonna go through one more time again how this works. The instructions are in the description as well. So basically, I'm using Zener cards. The idea was that they were used during the 1900s by Zener and his colleague to study extrasensory perception. So basically, to use your intuition, and what I'm doing is I'm trying to reach a synchronicity that Carl Jung was, for example, was talking about on his psychological endeavors. So the idea is like there's 5 cards. Every time I ask, I will portray the card for you through the ether, or it's a quantum entanglement, or however it's gonna be. I look at it, I try to portray it for you and send it, and then you need to receive it and you tell me what it is. Everybody can try this as long as the live is ongoing, but 1 answer per card. So it can be every time square, star, waves, cross, or circle. Okay? So how it works is that I pick 1 randomly here, I shuffle it, I take it, I look at it, and then I say now, you put your answer on the chat. And tonight there's not going to be any fails or anything. We're just gonna take the ones who get it right, get the question answered at the time in the order they have answered. So the idea is that this helps. I'm pretty serious about it. This helps. Hello Jasna, hello. I'm okay. Little bit hassle with sometimes with things, but I'm okay. How are you? Welcome back again. So we put this. So yeah, I'm not taking it lightly. I'm totally convinced that the connection thing works with the Zeners. It creates some kind of bond, and there is really there is a lot of power in intention, as you probably have checked other things as well. This trains your intuition. You can get better on my view. I'm also, by my own experience, I feel like even in here it seems like when we've been doing it that it seems to evolve, which in principle, I guess, if you stare at things in the light of only science, how it is, and the physics, all that, it should not happen. So basically that is how we roll. And yeah, feel free to subscribe, like, share with your friends, make comments and hit the bell so you know when I'm on. So that's pretty much the stuff. That's nice to hear. So we have here already a participant. Again, welcome Jasna. So are you ready for the good time? Meaning that basically we're gonna go for the cars, no? We're going for the Zeners. Are you ready? Have you been practicing? How is the weather like in your... may I ask, Jasna, where are you from? Or where are you? Well, you are ready already, so we go to the small talk later. Now we go to the business talk immediately. Okay, Jasna, here we go. Go for it. Fair enough. I think there's others from India as well. Oh dear, and here is snowing. It just was supposed to look like a little bit like spring, but then it went. But okay, let's do this. let's do this. So not too much, it's a concentration without effort, just let the symbol come to you. Here we have it. Okay, sorry, it was apologetic. Alright, so fair enough, apologetic. I thought we were just me and Jasna here, but apologetic came from the bushes and went forward and it was a circle. Jasna said cross. So here we go. Yeah, I am kind of done with the winters. I am really like, I am already, would be ready for much of summer. Hi, sad girl, welcome, welcome, welcome. So hey, yeah, that was not, but there from the sidelines came apologetic and got it right. So apologetic, it's your turn. Your turn then. Your turn then. And yeah, now to getting to know each other kind of thing is like apologetic. Were you from India also? And then sad girl, hi, welcome. I guess yesterday we got here a bit late. Yeah, apologetic is seriously on the wall with these Zeners. Like, I don't know, maybe he's really like making a marathon practice on this or something. But that's funny, he comes from the sidelines straight to the stuff and is into in the finish immediately. Okay. I'm gonna take. And yeah, the underlining card is the Fool, which is about new beginnings and most things I was explaining a little bit on the beginning of the video. My dad is Indian, mom is Ukrainian, if the readings are correct. Okay. Fair enough. So, but basically, if I may ask you, of course you don't have to share any personal information in any way you don't want, and you shouldn't even too much. So, but so you are not quite sure. About your parents, if I understand. About your mom, that was the case, but mom is Ukrainian if the readings are correct. Okay. And also, yeah, keep in mind the information security and all that. Don't share anything too personal. Oh. My question, so who is the initial person who I have problems with? We initially thought she was my mom, but it turned out to be not. So who is the initial person who I have problems with? We initially thought, okay. So basically, more or less, if I understand that, who is the person that you actually have problems with? That the idea would have been that it's with your mommy, but that would not be the case. So let's see. No, this we don't want. So we're gonna ask for permission to ask the question. Well, this we can. I will put this here. We start with 1. We start simple. Well, it's the Ace of Cups, which represents feelings. And there we have 5 of the major arcane, which is basically the Hierophant, the Judgment, and the World. So basically, it's kind of, we have the Ace here. No, I mean instantly that she was my mom, but then we read that someone else is. Okay, Now, sorry, I didn't understand. I will take another pile of cards then. So I mean, no, I mean we initially read that she was my mom, but then we read that someone else is. Okay. Now I'm sorry, maybe it's me, but I don't really now understand quite what do you want to know. So if you can clarify still, like reword your question, then. Like I said, so who is the initial person who I have problems with? Initially read that was my mom, the person, but then we read that it's someone else. Yeah, sorry, I didn't quite somehow follow. Maybe it's my English, maybe it's my head, but now I'm not sure what we are actually asking. So if you can again reword. The first was someone I knew in physically. The second was lady I knew virtually. Okay, fair enough. So what do we ask? Sorry if I cannot connect the dots really well at the moment if that's the case, but okay, so initial would mean the first person, but still. Okay, how is the first woman related to me? Fair enough. That's a very simple. Thank you. How is the first woman related to me? Okay, how is the first woman related to apologetic? So we see. Okay, we put here. This is you. This is the person. This is what is between, basically, and this is kind of how the person is related to you. So this is you. You are the emperor. She is the justice. What is between is the moon. And how she is related to you would be the temperance. Okay, sorry, is the temperance. So I get some kind of impression on this, like, I don't know, maybe it's partly because of the angel and what is between you, like I said, seems to be a little bit like unclear. It's like the whole energy is stuck, so it's still be in the dark side. It's in the shadows. Like, I'm not sure what it doesn't necessarily give what is between you in that sense. I think this person is more balanced than the other person was. I think in a sense there is some there has been certain event that has led her to the situation that she is in, basically. So it's like her position is because something happened and now this is the consequence of it. And she tries to be, I think, fair about the situation. How she's related to you, I don't know why I get this impression that it would be sort of like your guardian, like you could think that it's a guardian angel, in a sense, in some manner. But on the other hand, you are sitting kind of with this between this person. You are sitting kind of firmly on your throne there. How she is related to you? She's somehow, I think she's related to the idea is like she's there to balance something. Also, I think she's some sort of protector in some way. Because you have the justice and then you have the temperance. So she's related to the, she's there. I don't know. She wants to be feeling wise connected to you. If you mean related like as a family, no, but somehow I don't know if she has gone through something similar that you have in some manner, and this is why she wants to. I think she would be like, it's really like weird, this too, in a sense, because like the moon is subconscious and all, like it's like kind of muddy waters, it's kind of stuck. It's difficult to say what is between you, but I think that she's related to you. So her task is somehow to help you, and it's like to balance your feelings, and she has been, the situation has what has happened is this, that's putting him, that has put her in the position why she is there. He's still buffering. Now it showed me that I should have. Hello 6Gina25, hi. Welcome to the channel. There's instructions on the screen, you can see how we operate here. So please check it out if you did not yet. Okay. So yeah, I think it's someone who has been somehow, I get the impression that has an idea of your situation. I think she's trying to balance, so she's related to that. I would think that she's there somehow to protect you. This is how I think it's related to you. And what is between you, it's really like unclear. I don't know what's kind of in general between you. I think she's like a protector, a helper of some sort. And is there like, you have like, this is both like balance, because it's the scales, it's the justice. Hello Danny, welcome. And then this one is also basically, it's to give you like, how is put? And now I'm lost in a loss for words, but she's there to give you clarity, so to speak. So I think that's the case in this. Now I don't know why I don't get the word. It's like not like give you illumination. It's like this kind of like revelation. Damn, I don't remember the word now for some reason. What it's about? Like kind of like a sort of educate you. Also could be. Let's see if I can find the word. Now it bothers me too much. Otherwise, I cannot leave it that fact. Enlighten, because she's there to bring you enlightenment. Okay? Yeah, well, fair enough. I wonder if it has anything to do with somehow like trying to find balance in that sense, or like the idea that you can sort of mix everything, because for example how you said that your parents would be, if the readings are correct, that's also like kind of something. If you think about someone is from India, someone is somewhere from somewhere else, that in this kind of stuff also is like interesting in itself, what kind of things one would have to like mix in that sense, and what is like your like beginnings, and your like not genes but where you come from. That also is interesting, that in that sense could mean that you would have to kind of adapt and mix. Okay. Yeah, because interesting stuff was these two cars here. Both are sort of like with the banana stuff. So I don't know, maybe her own situation was, because this is, like I said, that was her task, but what is between is not really clear. It's like muddy waters. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, the connection seemed to be doing its tricks like always, so I guess it's when it's buffering, it's my connection, so maybe that's enough for that. But hey, that was answered for apologetic. So there was Sexy Gina 25, hi, welcome. Danny, hello. Everyone, let's go for the Zeners. So if you have the dynamic, you are ready, type the ready there, and then you can be participating as it is on the screen. Okay, are you guys ready for the next Zener? You are most welcome, apologetic. It's nice to have you here, man. So we go for the Zeners, okay? So then we're gonna pick the next one. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay. Here goes. Type your answer now. We have an answer for Danny. He says Danny says square. And others. Who is there in the chat? Don't think about it too much. Just let it come. Waiting for others to answer as well. Okay. Still a few moments and then we're gonna reveal what is the card. What is the card? Alright, so it appears that we have a connection problem maybe again. No, it should work. Let's see here. Okay. I don't know if someone else has the same issues than I do. In the end. Just a moment. Okay. Alright. Yes. I was just checking that, so for some reason it showed that there is no one there. Okay, you can hear me, and I will have some good news for you, Danny. First one, and immediately it is correct. So the synchronicity has been created, and it's no laughing matter. I am pretty serious, and it has shown me that it seems to work pretty well. It adds value to the whole experience, and it trains the intuition. So, Danny, you are most welcome to ask your question. So we're gonna send few hearts to Danny. Danny's question is, what are RC's current feelings towards me? Thank you. Okay. Let's see. We're gonna shuffle. Need a bit good. This. So this is for Danny. Can we ask? Yes, we can. So this is you, this is RC, this is kind of what between you, this is the current feelings combination in that sense. So here we are. You are the Page of Pentacles, RC is the Five of Pentacles, and that would be Two of Pentacles, the feelings, and what is in between is the Swords. So basically Seven of Swords. So URC. Okay. I think there has been, I don't know, seems for me that there has been some kind of like a bit of a trickery in your relation. I think you are in a kind of solid ground in that sense that you're in the Pentacles. He is more like having, I don't know if the person is in a little bit like in a dependent state to something, and I think it could be like that they are that he is at the moment in some kind of like a monetary or like dependent state of money or like financial things, and the person is actually at the moment anyway trying to gain new knowledge. So I think the feelings at the moment are something more practical for some reason, and that the person is trying to find out new things, and it's basically balancing. Like I was thinking it's juggling, but it's more like balancing. Like if you would take these, more like balancing their feelings and thinking what they actually, what the person is actually feeling. So I think you are in more or less grounded. You're kind of like in down to earth situation, I think. And now what I see in here is like it's the Pentacles, which is usually stuff that doesn't pass so fast. If the sword things are or things that pass faster. So I don't know if there has been some kind of like shenanigans, some kind of trickery, or some kind of like well, you can see that the guy is carrying the swords there, right? So I would say that there could have been some sort of a fight between you guys, or some kind of like a like this, and I would take that somehow it would come from your side. At the moment, I think you are looking away from RC, and RC's feelings are like he's trying to balance, or she's trying to balance how it is. Okay, so and somehow I get this because there's a lot of pentacles, so I think this kind of like a physical aspect in this is very present, and I don't know why I get also like a financial. Is this person somehow dependent on you in this manner? There was a third party. Okay. Yeah. All right. So, like I said, something happened, and I don't know if this is like the RC's position. I think is a little bit like maybe he's estimating what he wants to do also, that he would be like going with an animal instinct kind of thing, or like he's willing to use elbows in this situation, and now he's really trying to get more info and try to use his like intuition in the practical matters how things would be done. But yeah, the Seven of Swords is like, as you can see, there was the guy who was taking the swords. He has 5 of them, 2 are left on the ground. And in one of my videos there is a story you can also check out. It was not this one but one before. Was the session 21 I think. Yeah. And because the funny thing is here, like how he's, when you said like ask like how the person is feeling, and then in the end the cups are, for example, the feelings more and communication and like romantic feelings, or then it could be like passionate stuff, or other kind of strong feelings could be the wants. But I get here, well, the source is the mind, and what has been done here, doesn't maybe represent the nicest of things in a sense. But we have pentacles here, so that is like also interesting. This is why I was trying to getting this kind of impression. I don't know if I go way too far out the deep end in that one, but that this person like is dependent or has been dependent on you, like I would say like monetary in some manner, or in some practical like concrete way. I don't know. You've been in the same place, you have some property together, or something like this. Because this one, his feelings comes from still also like from a position that has been like which is the raw energy of the suit in a sense, that there has been some sort of like an opportunity in practical way, and I don't know, it seems like he had been given one big thing, and now he's making it 2 and combining it and weighing it. I don't know if that makes any sense. Okay, fair enough. He has been emotionally dependent, but we have our own finances. No, that's probably a good thing. Good thing in that sense. So then, of course, the pentacles could relate to health also in that sense. But yeah, anyway, I think he's trying to get some practical information at the moment. And I don't see like a lot of feeling in this. Like I said, mostly pentacles. Also, I wonder if there's been, like you said, emotionally dependent, and maybe if there is some practical matters in general that this person would be somehow dependent on you. And I feel like that maybe that has been the case, and then you are not now kind of giving the support that this person has been used to, and now they wonder like what's going on also. You are most welcome. Okay. So we go for the next Zener card. So anyone in the chat, of course, can participate if you know what's going on. If not, check it out. So who is there? Are we ready? I'm about to draw the next Zener card. Okay, apologetic is ready. You want to watch out for apologetic. He's been on the wall since yesterday. He's been doing really well with the Zener cards. He's been participating many times here. I am sure that it helps. Jasna is ready as well. Okay, we are back. Alright, Apologetic and Jasna, you are there, at least, and anyone else is free to join. Alright, let's put this one for change away from there. Okay, here goes. Prepare yourself. Now, write your answer. And we have Apologetic's answer, which is a square. Jasna says circle. Okay. Still a few moments for anyone who is there in the ether, digital ether, to give their answer about this card. Okay, if not, we are about to reveal, and we have here, I mean like Apologetic, good job, it's a square, you got 2 in a row today. I don't know how many you got yesterday. I'm like, I would need to know what you are doing other than following this interesting live session of tarot card readings with the Zener cards, but what else are you doing, man? I need to know this. This is going really well for you. Yeah, so Apologetic, feel free to like give us your secret. Well, I think that's a pretty good advice. And the idea is that maybe I should babble less, but that sounds pretty good, because you shouldn't try to think about it too much. I am sending it, you receive it. That sounds pretty good. Simple and to the point. That I think is a good advice. So that's basically would be considered maybe concentration without effort in that sense. So Apologetic, it is your turn again to ask a question. Okay, so let's see. Why did we get the reading initially that the woman I knew physically and had problems with is my mom? Okay. Can we ask? Why did we get? Can we? Yes, we can. Okay, answer is here. Let's see what the very simple one gives. 5 of Swords would be the case here. So this was like why we get it. It was meant for an advice. Okay, it's not a major card, but basically I get from the 5 that it was why we got it, that it was meant for advice. Let's see what we get more. Well, we have the Queen of Cups there, basically. Let's see what we can see from here. So why you got it? What got it is like there has been the woman I had problems with. Yes. So it was like it was meant for advice. Then we have here Queen of Cups. We have the High Priestess and the Strength. So I think this is relating because there was the Queen, not the Queen. Sorry, there was the Empress. And the feeling was like that it's really clear what's going on, that the feeling was about this and what was portrayed that this person would be. So that's the case in that sense. And now it seems like we are in a situation that there is some knowledge, there is some information we don't know. Something is like behind the veil. And I think at the moment now one would have to dig into the intuition about this, why this reading gave that result what it did. And I remember really well because that is one of the things. I am not in any way upset or anything about it, no worries, but I'm just surprised because for me it was so, I had it like today, I don't know, maybe my connection, not digitally, is still work under progress compared to that, in a sense that maybe for me that was very clear what it meant. So maybe that's the sign. So one would need, well, you have the video, you can go check it and see how you see, and maybe there's more answers. But basically there is, one would have to use more intuition in this, and then there is some knowledge about this, some information it didn't come true also. There's something that is hidden. It's like sort of like sacred knowledge. There is like a in some spiritual manner, there is, we don't know everything about this. The second lady one, I met one man also showed up in the tarot as my mom. Yeah. And this is why for example, now that you say this, I think this is leading toward well, this has been kind of in the past. If you think about the whole reading, it's like a general advice for this addition to this, that it was supposed to be an advice and a guidance for you, advice, like that way. But there is some key piece, there is some information that's missing, that this is leading to this, why we got this reading. I think this is meant that in the future, in the near future, that you need to balance the beast within you. There is like a shadow side in you, actually, that you have to work with. And that can be a bit scary. I have done this, and there's some side that you don't want to see, which is related to this as well. So this is why it gave this. I don't know if this is kind of like now molding more to an answer, that it has, like we went through this kind of like a, let's see, yeah. So I don't know, was it, well, I get this impression now, maybe what I'm seeing is like maybe this was the cards were giving, or however you want to see where the energy comes from, that gives the answer, and we seem to be having like a synchronicity prolonged here since yesterday, and you are doing really well with the cards. So I don't know if this is more like about this, that this kind of answer was had to be, because we have discussed many times about your mother, which is totally understandable. You told me about this where she would be from and where your father is from, and I'm sure that that is kind of like in itself already like well, for example, I had some rules from Baltic countries, and otherwise, but it's still like I'm in like one sort of culture mostly. But in your situation, and in that sense, that would be kind of interesting how to deal with this. But I think maybe this has something to do more the reading. Why we got the reading, if we get finally to the point, and is that maybe this kind of like, maybe it was supposed to be like sort of like a shock thing, and as I said that it's an advice. So maybe because swords are air and they are mind, so maybe this was for you, you know, like a little bit like a slap in a sense, like that it was needed, okay? And the point where it seems like there is more info that you like. Now that I think about it, it's like it was really sure on my part, and maybe it was meant to be that it has to be the answer, something like this, that it's really sure that if you've been going to come here to me to talk with me and ask about your situation with your mother and with the computers, which is really cool and funny, I think. And then I guess you have gone somewhere else as well, as you said. So I don't know if this is like a wake-up call from that sense, that okay, you got here, then you have it, there's your answer, this is your sure answer, this is how it is. And now it seems to be that it is not, but there is still information that one needs to handle, and there is a struggle ahead for you related to something that you, part of yourself you don't want to see, something that you have to tame the beast. And the point is that you cannot force it. You kind of have to like, the idea is that you have to put, I think there's also Carl Jung who was doing, maybe you can check something even from there. If you recognize that you have this, so now then I think this will go to the situation that this is what you should be doing. So maybe I simply put, again I go rambling a very pretty long time, I guess, apologies about that, but the reading was meant that it will put you here, that you will find out here even more about, like you said, you have a shadow problem, look like it could be dealing also like a spiritual info, like this kind of teaching or this kind of knowing and intuition, so you should be like more looking into that as well, and then to embrace the struggle and try to make yourself like whole. So so maybe that was sort of to test you in a sense, and like I said from the beginning, it's an advice, okay? And again, one thing I want to say is like, thank you for everyone who has come here. This is super cool that you want to spend time in my channel. I hope you make it yours as well, as seems that so many of you have already done. So thanks for the subscriptions and likes and support, everything possible that has happened. You're most welcome, Apologetic. So, and yeah, thanks for the questions. There's been all sorts of interesting things. There is still plenty of time. There is no limitations. Limitations are in your head. So we're gonna go. I don't know, should I just ask from Apologetic his question, because he seems to get it right now almost every time. So you see, and his advice for everyone was that he just listens what comes first to his mind. So, alright. Jasna, are you there? Who else is there? Apologetic is there for sure. And somebody else might be as well there. Danny, if you're still there. Okay, we go for the next card, alright? But actually, maybe before that we're gonna do a small other thing here. We're gonna go for the
Welcome to Ragnar's Gate Tarot. If you are searching for a path to deeper insights, guidance, and spiritual connection, By becoming a member and choosing one of our levels, you will gain access to exclusive content, personalized readings, and the support of a like-minded mystical community, depending on the gate number you choose to activate. Ragnar's Gate 1. $6 per month. Access weekly synchronized guidance cards/tarot tale videos. Participate in exclusive members-only live Q&A sessions. Ragnar's Gate 2. $12 per month. Everything from Gate 1. Plus, a detailed monthly tarot reading crafted just for you via email or video link. Ragnar's Gate 3. $28 per month. All from Gates 1 and 2. Plus, a 15-minute live, one-on-one tarot session every month. And discounts and special offers on private tarot readings. Unlock the magic. Choose your gate, support the channel, and dive into a world of deeper understanding. Click join to become a member today. In https://buymeacoffee.com/RagnarsGateTarot.
Okay, so here we are. Here we are. Let's put it this there another time. So, if you want to participate on the members event, which is next Sunday, here's info about that. And feel free to join. But yeah, okay. Now, moving on and going once, going twice, going for the center cards. Alright, Jasna, are you there? Who is there? We give it a moment still. It's time for another center. Okay, while we check, while we wait, if nobody's ready yet, or is there? Apologetic is ready. So then, if nothing else, we're gonna do this with him. Alright. Anyone else joining this? We're gonna go for it. So, prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. Let's put this still there. If there's someone new who is not accustomed things to much, so there's instructions on the screen how to do things. Alright, we wait for a small moment and then we're gonna go. Let's see if apologetic is still on the roll. And I have to say that I felt something kind of something related to the synchronicity and connection with the last thing we did, reading we did with apologetic. Okay, so without further ado, we're gonna go for the center then now. Here we go. Write your answer. Apologetic says square. What does your intuition tell you? Whoever is there, feel free to join. Yes, now. Hit me with your answer. So we have a square and a circle. Well, now it's a cross. So let's, without further ado, we go for the next one, okay? And we go for it now. Type your answer. We got a waves and a circle. Let's see. Anyone else? Anyone else? Going once. Going for the 5th time. I don't know, going for the 3rd time. And then we're gonna see what it is. Now it was a square, so no connection yet there. Hey, apologetic, I wanted to ask you also, like, have you felt, how do you feel? Because I was asking yesterday, I don't think you answered, you don't have to if you don't want to. But have you felt like any shift while we were doing this, especially now that you have been on the roll, like we was just now today and yesterday also doing so well? Do you feel that something has shifted or how it feels? Do you feel anything? Do you feel some kind of connection or something like this? Or you have any take on the matter? Hmm? Okay, so fair enough. We're gonna go again. Why not? Strange things you say are sometimes coming true. Yeah, of course. Okay. And do you have any vibes? Because for example, I have had this, that I had the hair on my hands kind of standing up, and I guess I told already before, but one day was like I had a lantern and the glass just suddenly broke when I was making a reading. So there is that kind of stuff. And I don't know. Yeah, and then there is the stuff that when one says is like, I don't know anything, all the information is within yourself and the answers are in you. So in that sense it should be kind of correct every time. But then what I say, there is also the fact that when I say this is basically how it looks like, that's gonna happen, and when you do something, that will of course, like I said, nothing is written in stone. So when you do something, you take an action, you make a decision. I don't know, you look to the right and left and you cross the street and things can change. Okay. Anyone else who has been just now, so if you were telling something yesterday also, if you have anyone who has been participating in the Zeners is free to put some comments and stuff on the chat about the whole, how it feels to do it, and if there's some sensations or like it's interesting to know how it seems to be. Then people were telling they had some kind of like a noise in their heads basically for this, and so anything that you want to say about it, the Zeners would be welcomed, because it's interesting to know. One of the most interesting things on my view in life is to hear in a sense what others think about, where you have some view about something, and for example how somebody sees something that you see, because there is always some kind of difference in perspective. But okay, anyone else who is there can participate, and we're gonna go for it now. So let's take the next card then, and here it comes. Type your answer as soon as you can. Just let it come to you, and advise if you feel that you have some noise or something, you just let the noise come, and then you just let the noise pass like it would be clouds that would just pass by. So that is the thing that should be helpful. Okay, so far we have an answer from apologetic. So, and Jasna is back and says square. So anyone else? A few moments and then we're gonna go for it. If there's no one else, we're gonna reveal it. And this one is now waves. Last time I think, was it not that apologetic said waves? Also interesting stuff would be to know apologetic, why with the nickname of apologetic. And Jasna, well, same question if you wanna answer. This is already going to some personal details. And remember to keep yourself and your information safe online. And again, I have to say, like, there's a disclaimer here that I am not a doctor or lawyer, or what I interpret and say, I see what I see in the cards, that should not you carry the responsibility of your actions and your decisions yourself. So the idea is to get clarity in here, but to listen to the medical and legal and every professional in that sense. Okay, so it's like yeah, the questioning is a little bit like, who are the people behind the names or the nicknames or the chat names, or what is this? Okay. I used to have a friend named Coco Chantel. I do not know exactly what, but she blocked me. She is a psychic and predicted many things, but what she predicted did not come true in the time frame she told me about. Okay. And well, we've been having different answers and questions for you, but maybe I would ask, like, what do you seek? What are you looking for in the end? What would be some kind of ideal for you? Apologetic. Well, that could be actually also something to do with the shadow work and with the strength and with certain like a struggle that is ahead. Maybe lies that should lie ahead. All right. I'm looking for my mom so she could help me out in getting a footing. My dad and stepmom are more manipulative. Okay. Mom says she could help me out getting a footing. Well, of course, in that sense, there is this that, yeah, sure, and maybe this is also like because there was the strength in the reading that what would be coming, and why the reading gave the answers that it gave last time. So, and you say this, so basically, sure, she can maybe help you. Who is? Maybe this is also the idea that you have, and one might say she couldn't. But basically, it's like there is the strength still. Basically, this is like somebody can tell you whatever, how many times they want to. In the end, and you have to kind of realize, and you have to kind of do certain work yourself. It cannot be given to you. This is something that I think, at some point, I'm somehow expecting that somebody can give me certain things, but more and more I think about things and go with this journey with the tarot and my own path into spirituality and the unknown or the occult or whatever. It's like you kind of have to do most of the things yourself, and the others cannot really give you the things. So what I would say is, like, you should, if nothing else, with this would be probably a good idea to look at this before you go to sleep. Try to picture it when you close your eyes, and yeah, I'm sure. And then, of course, the thing is that if that you feel that this is the case with some people, then one has to say, and this, I think this has something to do with the synchronicity, in a sense, is that then you might do well for not being people you feel that sabotage your future and your life. Meaning that then you might have to take a distance from this kind of people. And in a sense, it doesn't matter who they are, because just make sure that you are sort of correct. So this is, I think, important in that sense to look into this. I think there's a lot of writing in this, and I think I would highly recommend to do this kind of like a meditation kind of thing using this strength. Okay. But okay, we had the strength from the last reading for apologetic. And think about what you want to ask, of course, next when you get the card right, if you can manage this. So we're gonna go. I'm gonna take just a tiny break. Let's see. Basically, well, for me it left such an impression from the last reading. So the strength, Rider White, the strength. Back. Let's see. You're most welcome. So now, give me just a second. Now we are reaching one point in time, and now I need a moment anyway, and let's see how we proceed. Just a moment. I'll be back. Let's put it here. So I'll be back in like 30 seconds. Okay, so I'm back. So okay, now it's 2, but I think I started a little bit late, so I'm gonna stay here for a moment still. And I have to say that it has been nice talking to Apologetic about his situation. So let's do. I think there's time to make at least one more. We try a few more Zeners. If somebody catches it, there's time for probably one reading, and then it starts to be time for me to go to rest. Okay. Apologetic is ready. Okay, so let's see. Here we go. Type your answer. have apologetic here. Let's see. The right window. We have apologetic saying circle and Jasna saying square, and what we have here is a square. So this time is for Jasna. Jasna got it right. So let's do this then. Muy bien, tosi hyvä. In Finnish means really good. So Jasna, present me your question. Yeah, it was about time. I will use several hearts for this. Let's see if there's any. And then there's a punk wave or something like this. We will give you even this. Alright. Well, it just requires sometimes the time. Punk wave. Yes, so there's a lot of different things there. Alright, yes, so I suppose we are on the digital ether. So Jasna, if you have a question, please post it. Well, that's an interesting question already. Right there. Can you please let me know which one of my ancestors or higher entities are working closely with me? Which one? Well, well, well. We'll see, we'll see. Do we have what kind of connection with this? Let's see what the cards say. Can we ask? Yes, we can. So I will take this one and then see what it gives. Three of Swords would be this. Let's take a few more here. We have the Moon. We have the Moon and then Page of Cups. Whoever would like to show up and introduce themselves. And it was basically ancestor. Which one of my ancestors or high end is working closer? Whoever would like to show up and invoke themselves. Okay, so the basically answer is the Three of Swords. Of course, what do you can get from yourself out of this? But this would be, I would think that this would go to your, more like to your ancestors in that sense. I think this would go if you know about someone who has who has had like an unfortunate end, who has been betrayed, and who maybe have had some mental issues even, or at least they were considered someone who has been like a little bit of a moonchild in that sense, or like this kind of person who has been like a dreamy person. I would say that this person might not have been even like even if it's an ancestor, but somehow I think that it's not like even that old. But I think it would be some ancestor who has been in some manner going through with an unfortunate, who has been betrayed, who has had their heart broken, who didn't quite get what they have wanted, and has been a person who has been wanted something more and but didn't get exactly what they wanted. It was a little bit dreamy and like someone who maybe like had some kind of childlike characteristics. Well, for me, I think this is. I would think that this is someone that was. I get the impression from. I don't know. Maybe it's because of the ancestors and stuff, but I get the impression that this would be some person who has been before you. It has not been really like a very old person. I think it's more like a younger kind of person. But someone who has had like a still like an older soul kind of in a way, even if they were not really um, really old, but like that has been an old soul sort of that could give like some kind of comfort and like advice. So I think this person is not physically present anymore. Um, so I don't know if that will be. Have I met the person or they did die? Yeah, like I said, I think this person is like has died before you. And I think I would even somehow think that has been already. I don't know, maybe it's just because of the ancestor, but I get this impression that it's not. This person would be. That would be from a little bit more time ago. Like that has been in the past, like more than a few years. I think that would be like not like super ancient, but like for a longer time ago. This is what I think. So I think this could be a person that okay, you have the source here. This could be a person that what happened to them even when they died, that it was fast. So if that is someone, if you have any knowledge of this, that would be the case. Okay, why is that? So, and also like you can consider this as a timeline, and this was for me like describing this. But I would say that what I see here is like there is like I don't know if you are also swimming in would be swimming in somewhere in a stagnated situation, a little bit like dark waters. Um, Maybe you think that there is a long way to go somewhere. So I think this um, ancestor would be bringing a message at the moment that you have been, that this person is, well, in some manner, maybe through here then, but it's trying to give a message, and that would be like a bigger advice for your situation. Okay, it's related. This would be like that this person, this ancestor would be like a messenger of type, and it's that this is a major card, this is in between, so it also could be like in a way that you have been in the recent past, you have been in like a, or maybe you are traveling in your subconscious, and somehow like there has been some end of some cycle for you as well, and now you feel that there has been a long way, and you are maybe scared. You're in a small pond and you want to, like a big fish in a small pond ish kind of situation, and you want to move further, and you feel like you would be this in there, and then you think that you would have to go all the way there, and if you like this, that's not gonna be very easy. So this one is bringing a message, and it's about basically I get the impression that it is regarding that how you feel, that you have to remember that this is in your head, that basically everything that you do feeling wise, or anything else, any other element that is there, is basically you are putting the limitations yourself. So you can create magic on your own feelings, and depending also like how you feel is basically you decide how the reality looks like for you. So I think this is the kind of message this would be giving, and that also that when you understand this, I think that will lead to this, that this becomes, that now it seems maybe just like a message, but it comes more like a already like, it seems like a more like a groundbreaking advice. Worrying doesn't really help anything. Of course, you can be cautious and think about things in a good manner. But I think there's a message that is being bring with, like, I would say with love. Well, you have a fish there, and then you have the crab there, and I think it comes down to this, that you have what it takes to kind of put your feelings exactly how you want it. And of course, the important thing, one important thing is also like, what do you see here? How do you see it? Like I said, and well, the interesting question for me is like, would you have in mind a person that you know of, based on the description what I tried to give of this, who it could be? And when, if you said that you felt like sobbing from the first card, so that could be something. It's the Three of Swords, of of like sort of like a rider, right? So this would be something you might want to look into then. Okay. I don't think I have heard of this person yet, but I try asking. Yeah, and take this in count when you try to figure it out. like something that kind of swiftly happened to someone. I think it could be that even their end, that they met their end also like this manner. Maybe someone who was considered that they were not maybe mentally okay. Maybe they could be like there was some person who might have had some kind of like a issue that they were grown ups but they appeared kind of a little bit like children, so maybe there's something to do with this. But okay. You're most welcome. And hey, final word, if you feel like it, up to it. There is the member event on Sunday, so there is chances to ask more questions. Only thing is that you need to become a member and buymeacoffee.com thing if you want to. But if not, then I'm more than happy to meet you here, of course, as well. And well, this was the full underlining the whole session, which is in the beginning of the video. So maybe this is some kind of new start for everyone and everything in some manner. Okay, but hey, now it's time for me to get some rest and do other things. So I will put you these nice things. Okay, so
Welcome to Ragnar's Gate Tarot. If you are searching for a path to deeper insights, guidance, and spiritual connection, by becoming a member and choosing one of our levels, you will gain access to exclusive content, personalized readings, and the support of a like-minded mystical community, depending on the gate number you choose to activate. Ragnar's Gate 1. $6 per month. Access weekly synchronized guidance cards / tarot tale videos. Participate in exclusive members-only live Q&A sessions. Ragnar's Gate 2. $12 per month. Everything from Gate 1. Plus, a detailed monthly tarot reading crafted just for you via email or video link. Ragnar's Gate 3. $28 per month. All from Gates 1 and 2. Plus, a 15-minute live, one-on-one tarot session every month. And discounts and special offers on private tarot readings. Unlock the magic. Choose your gate, support the channel, and dive into a world of deeper understanding. Click join to become a member today. In https://buymeacoffee.com/RagnarsGateTarot.